all the tea in China. They used to say, I wouldn't give you that for all the tea in China. China, China, China. For all the tea in China. But where is China? I said to myself as I held the China cup in my hand. I sat in the living room listening to the cups of China jingle, jangle, jingle, jangle, with the stirring of teaspoons as I watched the cutting of the tea cake. For all the tea in China. I would not have wanted to miss this. The sounds merge, the light changes. Chinatown, China doll. Won't you be my China doll? The school bell rings. We eat our lunches. In the brown bag, we see the labor of love. The sandwich moves to fill our daily needs. Sandwiches from brown bags. Milk from waxed cartons. Waxed paper, brown bags, cotton handkerchiefs. The teacher, Miss Dahl, firmly reminds us to finish all our lunches because the children are starving in China. Yes, Miss Dahl says, eat all your lunch. The children are starving in China. The bell rings. Miss Dahl swings it to and fro, ring, ring, ding-a-ling. The chimes of time summon us on to the next session. I look out of the window and think of China, and all the starving children in China. Where is China? I raise my hand and ask again the whereabouts of this place called China. 1954, the children are starving in China, and at 6 I was aware of somewhere else, of someone else. And how lucky I was to be an American. There above Miss Dahl was the flag. Yes, the flag. There the allegiance. There was my window to the world. From this red, white, and blue, I would view the world. From this window, I would hear the China Sea, and I would hear the tea being poured. 1954, and I was worrying about China. Symbols, signs, signals, would there be more or less? Signs, marks, little stones, paths to the way. Would I get out? Would I find more or less? Would I seek truth in fiction? By the 1960s, a revolution was building. I was an American. She was Chinese. I was Mussmann. She was Madame Mao. Oh, Madame Mao, never read the Tao, but she reformed the East. I waved my fist. She waved a red flag. I longed for the end of the war. She longed for a redder army. We both drank CocaCola. We both read quotes from Chairman Mao's little red book. China doll, won't you be my, won't you be my China doll? History's a kind of counting, a kind of remembering, a kind of looking back, maybe a longing, maybe a reconstructing of something that never was. This was my China. My China, the one that is mostly red. The red star, the revolution, the color of lipstick, the drinking of tea, the eating of rice, the marriage of Warhol and Mao, the death of the Red Menace, the fear of communism, the fear of red, the dread of the other, The selling of CocaCola, the waving of the flag, the mass market, the red star, the masses that make our clothes, that construct our goods, that sing our songs, that watch our TV. It will make China America, and America China. Oh, you beautiful doll, you great big beautiful doll. Oh, 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 you beautiful doll. Our lady from Shanghai dresses as Marlene. She sings like a siren. The German accent. Falling in love again. As we smoke our cigarette, drive our Mercedes toward the red sun of the east. Madame Mao would not give all the tea in China to lose her place in history. She's now dead. Bells ring. China's on to the next revolution. Since her passing, she cries, Shi. Chairman Mao is no more. Madame Mao is no more. China is, China is, China is, China is. Shi. I hear the footsteps of the long march. I hear the masses assembling. I look out my window as I close my brown bag. And there are the remains of my lunch. The crushed spent wax paper. The milk carton. The shards of memory that carry me to China. The bell rings. Miss Doll gets up. We learn to read. We learn to write. We learn to add. We learn where we are. Shi. Madame Mao enters. She will now reenact the last act. Act 3, Scene 3, for all the tea in China.
I'm confused. Don't be. Who is she? That's Madame Mao. What's happening? Well, you see, Kate, in a play there's an introduction, and information is given. And that information is a kind of map for knowing what's coming next. Okay. And so far, we've been introduced to Mrs. Mao Zedong. Who's that? She's the chairman of the party. What party? The Communist Party. What party? The Communist Party of China. Where is China? It's someplace on the other side of the world, I think.
Thoughts were moving through my mind. One, then another one. No, that's not it. No, it's footsteps I hear outside my room. Where was I?
Where was she?
Who was he?
Where was she?
Who was he?
Was I at McDonald's or Taco Bell or Dunkin' Donuts? Where was I?
Where was she?
Who was he?
Where was she?
Who was he?
Was I in some perpetual wasteland of fast food or somewhere else?
Where was she?
Who was he?
Where was she?
Who was he?
Or was I on a movie set someplace in some obscure little town parked in a trailer behind a deserted Esso station overlooking the Badlands without a road map and with only part of the script?
Madame Mao needed some more information. She needed to know the whole play, not just her scenes. This was too dangerous to be in a plot without knowing the author or the outcome.
To my left was the chessboard.
So when I think Mr. Josh.
Last night I played chess with Hegel.
Letzte Nacht habe ich mit Hegel Schach gespielt.
Hegel was dressed in a suit.
Hegel hatte einen Anzug an.
Hegel moved.
Hegel bewegte sich.
I moved.
Ich bewegte mich.
Hegel moved.
Hegel bewegte sich.
I moved.
Ich bewegte mich.
Endless moves were made as I sang.
Endlose Bewegungen waren gemacht, als ich sang.
Hegel explained the master-slave theory.
Hegel erklärte die Herren
I couldn't hear what he was saying. I was singing.
Ich konnte nicht verstehen, was sang. Denn
Because I was singing, he kept repeating the same line over and over and over again.
Und weil ich sang, hat dieselbe Strophe immer wiederholt.
What line is that? The line about risking a violent death.
Es ist die Strophe über das Risiko eines gewaltsamen Todes.
When the slave risked the idea of a violent death.
Wenn der Sklave den gewaltsamen Tod riskiert.
And is no longer afraid to lose his life.
Und hat nicht länger Angst, sein Leben zu
Then he
verlieren.
rises above his slave.
Dann steigt er aus der Sklavenklasse heraus.
I continue with my soliloquy. I am interested in the beginnings and endings of great tragedies. Yes, I think I have come to believe that the meaning of life can be found in Act 1 and in Act 3, and in those two acts only. The middle is just a distraction. Why, I've studied Shakespeare, I've studied Sophocles, Ibsen, and Sophocles. Take, for example, Hedda Gabler. I played Hedda when I was a young actress. Yes, Hedda comes. Oh, Kate, get that window. Okay, bring it in for the scene, okay? Okay. Anyway, Hedda comes home from her wedding journey. You know, she's been on the train ride, she's been on the boat ride. She comes home, she opens the door to the house where she knows she will spend the remainder of her life with her husband. Oh, it's grim. It's Act 1. Okay. It's September. She looks out of the window and weeps. Act 1. Now, moving on to Act 3. You see, she moves to the piano. Kate, while you're back there, get the gun. Bring it out, okay? Bring it out. Quick. Come on. Okay, now, she goes to the piano. She plays a sad song. Something like, I'm so lonesome I could die. Okay. So then she picks up her daddy's gun and shoots herself. Voila! Act 3.
Voderach demonstrandum.
TV time.
Madame Mao looked at the scenes on the TV
Meine Maus schaute sich die Szenen im Fernseher an.
and could not help but put them together.
Sie konnte sie nicht zusammensetzen.
She made a narrative out of the non-narrative.
Sie machte eine Erzählung aus einem Dialogstück.
She was watching TV in her Chinese room.
Sie guckte sich Fernsehen an in ihrem kleinen chinesischen Zimmer.
Which was made up of red wallpaper,
Mit roter Tapete dekoriert.
decorated with gaudy icons and tassels.
Mit allen möglichen Ikonen und Talismännern.
She was eating General Tso's chicken
Sie hatte General Sus Hütchen
out of a white Chinese takeout box.
aus einer weißen chinesischen Mitnehmschachtel
While watching C-SPAN and clicking on other channels.
und klickte durch die Kanäle.
She was seeing how things were going on in the real world.
This is my prison. Yes, the revolution is approaching Act 3, and I sit here eating General Tso's chicken. My room is filled with empty takeout boxes. I've saved them all. Yes, because I'm not allowed a calendar, I've numbered all of them, so I know how many days I've been in here by myself watching TV alone, with only an occasional visit from some obscure Chinese official and the daily delivery of General Tso's chicken and rice and fortune cookie. Hey! Where's my fortune cookie? Hey, Kate, I didn't get my fortune cookie today! Where's my fortune cookie? Fortune cookie! Fortune Be patient. All things come to those who wait.
She long ago had moved into the master class. She was now moving from the mountain to the valley. She had been abused since losing her position. She would require therapy. Lots of sessions with Freud, lots of props and images and flashbacks. Meanwhile, she searched the channels for information. And any information would do. There must be some.
Enter Kafka from nowhere. Step, step, step. Einmal ist keinmal.
I translate. What happens once might as well not have happened at all.
Step, step, step. Einmal ist keinmal.
Kafka was thinking about chickens, stones, and pitchers.
Kafka dachte nach über Hühner, 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 Wasserkübel und Hühner.
Madame Mao was thinking about the big scenes.
Step, step, step. What? Me worry.
Kafka was thinking about eggs. Madame Mao was thinking about ham. And I was thinking about targets, stones, and pitchers. And getting a new set of Tupperware. But was there time? Or was this the end of history?
Step, step, step. The end of history. Step, step, step. And how does it end?
Another question without an answer. The end of history.
Step, step, step.
The end of time.
Step, step, step.
Who knows?
Step, step, step.
Ask Fukuyama.
Hamlet. Step,
Hamlet!
step.
Hamlet, what a tragedy! Oh, and what an Act 1 and what an Act 3! Ah, I played Hamlet when I was a young gal.
Step, step, step.
Let me tell you about the tragedy of Hamlet. Hamlet, you know, Hamlet went into the orchard. This is in Act 1! Fabulous tragedy. He goes into the orchard, he falls asleep under the tree. And
Who?
the king! The king
who?
The king married to Gertrude.
Gertrude Stein.
No, Queen Gertrude.
Queen Gertrude.
Yes. Yes, he goes into the king goes into the orchard, he falls asleep.
Hamlet's dead.
Yes, Ham's dead. Anyway, he falls asleep under the orchard. His own brother, sneaks into the orchard and pours poison into his ear.
This is cruel. Who wrote that?
Shakespeare. Oh, it was a made-for-TV movie last week. You didn't see it?
Are you sure?
Absolutely sure. It's unbelievable. On a beautiful day, he thinks he's just going to take a nap. It could be his last. He didn't know it would be his last. Falls asleep under this fabulous little tree in the orchard, and then
What kind of trees were in the orchard?
apple.
Oh, are you sure?
Well, they could have been peach. They could have been pear. They could have been plum. It doesn't matter. It's a generic orchard. Every man.
He died, and we have to know that. What kind of trees were in the orchard? Well, the death certificate asks it point blank. Day, location, cause of death, and so on, and the trees in the orchard. Where's Kafka?
Kafka?
Kafka, he knows.
Knows what?
The fine print.
The fine print.
Yes, the fine print. It's the same as the big print, only finer. Yes.
What do you think about the fine print? I never read it. I do. Really? As you get older, the fine print gets smaller. How do you know that? Well, I've been listening to the people talk. You know, Kate, you shouldn't pay too much attention to the people. But how am I to learn? Instinct. What? Your inner voice. What? The real you. Sometimes I don't understand you at all. Kate, will you do me a favor? Change the color of your lipstick. I just did. It's not the right red.
Delegation, to all of our guests here, I would like to say a special word of welcome to two special Americans who made an extraordinary effort to be here tonight, Rev Billy Graham and his wife Ruth. We thank them for joining us. Thank you very much.
女士们、先生们，朱总理、劳安女士，中国代表团的尊敬的成员，我想表示欢迎，然后我想特别表示对两位特别来宾表示欢迎，是格兰牧师和他太太。
I would like to begin with two profound observations about China. Chinese civilization has dazzled the world for thousands of years. And the Chinese do not have a tradition of long speeches before dinner. I think there must be a connection. Therefore, I will be brief.
我呢，现在首先想就这个中国的文明说几句。首先，我发现中国文化的成就呢，中国文明的成就呢，是数千年以来引起了全世界的瞩目，甚至是人家感到眼花缭乱。这是第一。第二呢，中国人没有这个吃饭之前讲这个长篇大论式的发言的习惯。我想这两者之间一定是有所关系，所以我今天晚上的发言要讲的简简短短的。
It's not as brief in Chinese as in English.
中文还有英文要说一些。
Higgins says that the fight for recognition is an act of death. Higgins master Shakespeare states, we see in the battle for recognition and we see in the subjugation under a master and we see in the commencement of political union and we see in the commencement of political union.
On July 4th, 1776, the United States declared independence from the master, the King of England. On July 4th, 1845, by France, winter woods by Walden Pond and began chopping down pine trees.
I try to get my goals, but you know it's very
On July 4th, 1999, I will quit high school and declare my I swear no longer will I get changed with some kind of revolution.
It's too late to tell me. I tell me all that. I tried to do the best I can. I bring truth to my role. I swear every day. Truth so help me God. They say it's too late to tell me. I tell you it's not too late to tell July 4th. It is not. I tried what I'm doing my every day. All the time screaming.
No longer.
There is too much noise. I cannot concentrate on Hegel or the six simple machines.
Well, I need to have my bath.
Yes, but a man needs a bath. When things are getting too complicated, she needs a bath. Hurry up, girls. Bring the bathtub. Don't forget the soap. Hurry up. Oh. It's getting serious now. She really needs a bath. Things are getting too complicated. Well, it's better. Okay. It's not too hot. Here she goes, and soaks, and dreams of the revolution and of life after death.
All Madame Mao really wanted was a Coca-Cola and a place to sit down. You see, Coca-Cola was the answer to a cool, refreshing, relaxing moment. Class struggle was one thing, but Coca-Cola was another. And once she had a taste, her worries would be over.
I want another Coca-Cola. A Coca-Cola would be just fine. This water's too hot.
Now.
This water's too cold.
Now, be calm. Too hot, too cold. It sounds like it's just right to me.
Who are you?
Just call me Freud.
Who?
I've come to fix your complex.
There's nothing wrong with my complex. All I needed was a place to sit down.
Tell me, did you have any dreams last night?
Oh, yes. Yes. I dreamt of how the Chinese people look. And how Chairman Mao adored me. Yes, and of all the applause I used to get and the recognition.
Don't Tell me more about the dream.
The people turned against me. I became their slave.
I think the people must signify people. Go on, what were you wearing in this dream?
All white. I was playing Mara. There was a knock at the door. I said, who's there?
Door must signify a way out.
the door. Someone's at the door.
I'll go and get it.
No! Don't open the door. It could be my death. It could be my death.
What kind of trees were in the orchard?
Apples, maybe.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not sure.
If you are not sure, how can I learn anything if I don't get answers to the question?
Good question.
What kind of trees were in that orchard?
Apple. They were apple.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. He went in the apple orchard one day to just take a nap. Just take a little nap because the next thing he knew his brother came with poisons here.
Yes! A means of gaining power.
Be careful, we're not insured.
I don't care. I'm only here for a short time.
Was it some kind of revolution, I thought to myself, as I shouted to Madame... Oh, Suzanne had an axe! Would there be a revolution or not? Marilyn wanted to know, if she slept with the president, would she be the master or the slave?
The axe. One of the sex symbol machines. And the chickens. Worst nightmare. La cauchemar du poulet. C'est fini.
By the sea, by the sea, by the beautiful sea, you and me, oh how happy we be. By the sea, by the sea, by the beautiful sea, you and me, oh how happy we be. What do you think of my new lipstick? You know, I don't know if it's really you. What do you mean? Well, you know, the you inside of you. I don't think it's the right red. You know, I think it's too red.
Too red?
Too Chinese red. I think you need a more blood red to show the real revolutionary in you. Well, not political. It's not what I mean. It's a... What do you mean? Well, I was using it as a metaphor. A what? Just trust me, Kate.
I do trust you.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Meanwhile, back at the prison.
All right, now, it's time for the first rehearsal of the 6 simple steps to suicide. This time, I want to see some energy. All right, now, we've gone over our lines. Everyone has a general idea of how this thing's supposed to go. Get your costumes, quick. All right, now, I tell you what to get our energy up. Let's remember, the days and the long march. Ready, everyone, energy up and march. Yes. All right. Number one, arrest.
Madam Mao, where were you?
Very good. Step right in to hold. Good. Very strong. Thanks. Yeah. Next time. Okay. Number. All right. Number 2. Accusation. You, Madam Mao, are accusing. Good. Big. Okay. Hit it. Next time. Right. Okay. Ready? Number 3. The trial.
Madam Mao, on the night of May 13th,
That's right. Good. Come in a little quicker there. A little more volume. We'll get there. Okay. Oh, energy. Let's go. All right. And number 4. Conviction.
This is the beginning of the end.
Even more dramatic next time. Okay, build it. Okay, all right. Now, moving on to number 5, prison. You've got to... Right. Movement. Right in. Okay, now, of course, now,
shovel. Shovel. S-H-O-V-E-L. Shovel. An instrument used for digging. Not exactly one of the 6 simple machines. However, it is closely related to the lever and can be used for revolutions. Pol Pot, for example, he used it to smash the heads of his enemies. Yes, all those who wore glasses. Shovel. S-H-O-V-E-L. Shovel.
Spring Garden is on the phone. Bad and Dad's takeout order is ready. General Sue's chicken's ready to be picked up.
I'll go. It'll only take me a second. I just have to put on some lipstick.
You don't have time to put on your lipstick. You have to leave now.
Kate, you can't expect me to go to Greenport without makeup on.
Oh, come on, it takes 10 whole minutes to get there.
And it will take me 1 second to put on some lipstick. Kate, really? I mean, what would people say?
Just hurry, that's all I'm
The
saying.
mayor, what a tragedy! In this play, the mayor of a small city outlaws grocery stores. Oh, I've never had the chance to play the part of the mayor. When the chairman and I used to have trouble, sometimes we would play act in different rows. I say, can I borrow your coat there for a moment? And I'm sure you can help me. You hold up the glasses. You get the glasses, I get the coat. Quick. Let me have it. Oh, it could be the very coat of the very mayor we're looking for.
Mayor?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes.
What is the mayor?
I'm going to play the mayor, and you can be the person who asks.
Oh, Speed Putzer. I was thinking.
Okay, here.
Okay.
All right, now, go ahead and ask some questions.
Well, Mr. Mayor,
Yep.
there is this new trend all around the country, like small cities like Hudson.
Yes.
For example, to ban grocery stores.
That's right, they're dangerous.
Why?
Well, because they're convenient. And convenience means time, and time means... Oh, what have you got there?
Donuts, D-O-N-T.
Oh, can I have one, please? Quick.
Which one would you like?
I want... Oh, that powdered one.
Powder.
Oh,
with cream.
Doesn't seem to be a lot of powder on this one.
Oh, well, it's not so easy to keep the powder while traveling.
I think they should make stickier notes.
Right on the letter.
All right.
Well, Mr. Mayor, let's get back. I don't...
I think I answered all the questions you had to say.
Well, yes or no.
Oh, boy.
What, another one?
Is that
Which one would you like?
jelly?
Jelly, yes.
Oh, I love
Have
jelly.
one.
You know, I'm on a diet. I think like jelly donuts are less fattening than the other, so I'm losing a lot of weight and I'm feeling like that. I'm telling you. Where'd you get these?
Oh, in on the way to Hudson.
Where's that?
Donuts, Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, in Greenport.
Greenport, what's Greenport?
Oh, it's around. You know. Yeah. In Greenport, the donut and Hudson's the hoe. Greenport has everything. Has a multiplex, it has a miniplex, it has everything, you know. And Hudson only has antique dealers and lawyers. So, we are going to limit the services to our people. Yes, we're taking on the new Chinese philosophy. Less is more. Yes, sir. It's a revolutionary idea.
Mr. Mayor, don't you think a grocery store would improve the life of the people?
Oh, well, we tried that once. It didn't work at all.
Why?
Because all the poor people used it and the rich people were scurrying off. Oh, is that a glaze?
Yeah.
Oh, can I try
Want to try it?
Can I? Okay. Well, look, you
Oh,
got a
not
coat
bad.
there?
No, I don't have coffee. What, no?
Well, listen, it's been nice talking to you, but I must have those more important things.
Mr. Mayor, what about the people?
The people. That's a good one. I'll have to get back to you on that one. Right now, though, I want to finish these donuts. Next time, I'm sure we'll get this all.
That's
the 6 simple machines. 1, the screw. 2, the inclined plane. 3, the wheel and the axle. 4, the pulley. 5, the lever. And 6, the wedge. The 6 simple machines help people to get things done. For example, the wheel and the axle help the people to carry more and to carry more further. And the inclined plane help the people to roll the things up the hill instead of carrying them up the hill. Thus enabling the people to do more and more and more and more and more.
I'm thinking about quitting school. Now you're talking. What? Great. But what? I don't know if I can handle the freedom. Don't be a slave. Remember Hegel? Who? Oh, never mind. Just quit and get on with living. But what will the people say? Who cares? I care. Public opinion is 9/10 of the law. Kate, be here now. Who said that? Confucius. Who? The Chinese philosopher? What does that have to do with anything? Well, I like your hair.
Hey, what does this have to do with anything?
Don't worry, Madame Mao. This is postmodern.
Keine Angst, Madame Mao, das ist postmodern.
Times have changed since you've been in charge.
Die Zeiten haben sich verändert, seit du an der Macht warst.
The Cultural Revolution is a thing of the past.
Die Kulturrevolution ist ein Ding der Vergangenheit.
This is postmodern.
Das ist postmodern.
Maybe Madame Mao just needs a CocaCola, since you found a place to sit down. She was a modern kind of woman, and the new China was always looking for new ways, new drinks. They had to move away from tea and move on to things like Coca-Cola.
Eggs?
Yes, eggs. Madame Mao, what do you think about me going into the egg business?
Eggs?
Eggs, yes, E-G-G-S. What do you think about Kafka going into the egg business?
Kafka?
Kafka, egg business, going into
Eggs.
eggs, yes. It says here, the location of the chicken house is important. The house in relation to the landscape. So, the door should be located near the water, so the money can flow in the door. The door should be painted red to achieve maximum wealth. And the chicken should be allowed to go in and out freely to maintain maximum health. A happy chicken is a healthy chicken, and a healthy chicken is a happy chicken. And the healthier the chicken, the happier the chicken, the more eggs you lay.
But aren't you worried about your bagua?
Ha! The more eggs, the more money. Yes. The more money, the more freedom. The more freedom, the more taxes.
But your bagua?
My bagua is fine. It's the fact you have to be a good chicken to be a good layer. Yes. That means when the chicken is too fat, for example, she has not enough exercises, then she will be a bad egg producer.
There was no hope in keeping this play on track. It was clear by the turn of events that nothing was going to be all right. That's for sure.
Hey! This is the next rehearsal now for the 6 simple steps to suicide. All right, let's get our props. Okay, this time we do it with props. All right, has everyone got a prop? Props. All right, now, right, remember, aggressive, move, energy, ready, go. Number 1, arrest.
Madam Mao, you are under arrest.
Look, and show right there. Yeah, see, yeah, right. Good, excellent. Label, ready, 1, up, move on to the accusation.
You, Madam Mao, are accused
She opens the door. Oh, my new hat.
This is the beginning of the end.
Oh, great. Just okay. All right, moving on now to number 5, prison. Prison, you've got Okay, and now number 6, my favorite. Number 6, right? All right, ready? Oh, but first. Always refreshing. Another tragedy. Oh, comes to mind. Antigone! I played Antigone when I was a young actress. Yes, Antigone was so obsessed with the unburied body of her brother, Helion, that she went against the kings, which is played by my fabulous old friend, Juan Yu, great actor. Yes, anyway, she wanted to bury her brother, but the king had condemned her to lie in the sun and let the birds peck at his flesh. So she asked the god, should she bury her brother? And the god said, yes! And the king said, no. And the god said, yes! And the king said, no. And the god said, yes! And the king said, no. Yes! No. Yes! No. Oh, finally, she sneaked down in the night and she threw dirt on Hamlet's body. All hell broke loose. The king condemned her to spend her life in prison.
What a dilemma. Greeks. Mothers, sisters, brothers, bird, dirge. How does it end?
I don't remember.
Every time we get to the end of any of Madame Mao's stories, she flags and pretends she doesn't know the endings. She knows the endings. She knows them, but does not tell them, because they're too much like her own endings. She's going to hang herself. She will do this in May, on the 14th, 1991. Where were you when Madame Mao hanged herself? You don't remember. No one remembers. She died alone, some said, hanged by a belt, or a rope, or her stockings, or something strong enough to hold her in the air long enough to do the trick. It is said that as one hangs in the air before death, that their whole life reels before them like in a movie. Their whole life unfolds before them. Some in fast time, and some in slow time. Yes, it is said she died alone, May 14th, 1991. Or maybe there was someone else in the room with her. Maybe someone assisted her to her death. Maybe it was Mr. Nixon, or Mr. Kissinger, or Mr. Chu Enlai, or Pol Pot, or CNN, or ABC, or the BBC, or the SDS. Or maybe it was time for her to make her exit. Act 3 of her own play.
Oh, Madame Mao, never left the town, but she reformed the East into some kind of beast. When she reduced her weight, she really met her fate, and on her final hour she really went sour. But like the gods portend,
going to the train station to get a ticket to go to the Midwest to visit some chicken farmers. Yes, I was going to open my own chicken business. This business would support me for the rest of my life. Yes, eggs. Eggs, E-G-G-S. Eggs would give me a long and happy life on this earth. Eggs, E-G-G-S. Eggs.
You know, Linda was thinking of running for political office. Maybe she'd run for the mayor, or the senate, or maybe the presidency. Anything would actually do. Linda thought about this while I thought about quitting school. It's not the same thing. Yes, it is. No, it's not. That doesn't make any sense. You don't know Linda's logic.
When my ship comes in, would I know it? When my ship comes in, would I know it? This is a question for Hegel. No. No, no, Heidegger. No, Nietzsche. Yes. No. Wittgenstein. Yeah.
Ah, a tree. If a tree falls in the forest and no one hears it, was there a sound?
What you are worried about, Madame Maos, is if you will be remembered. Don't worry. Take a bath, dream about the revolution and all the things you did for China.
All the things I did for China.
Yes.
And what did China do for me? They put me in jail. They locked the door and threw away the key.
I was Mao's dog when he said I had picked. I was Mao's dog. I was Mao's dog.
When my ship comes in, would I know it?
I'm thinking about quitting school. A revolutionary idea, Kate. Well, what? Well, my parents might not let me. Then there are the people. What people? You know, the people and what they will say. Kate, you have to think for yourself. You're only 15. That doesn't matter. I know, but they don't know. Trust me, Kate. Just trust. I do trust you. Do you like the color of my lipstick? You know? I think it's actually right this time. It's the right red. Like an American flag. Revlon, revolution. I think it's just right. Do you really think so? Yeah. Oh, come on. Hey, I've never lied to you. Don't you trust me? Yes, of course I trust you. Good, then quit school.
I have played Jota today. When I win, will they call me? Would I know when my ship comes in? Meanwhile, the chicken business is doing pretty good.
Linda was thinking of running for mayor. But the more that she thought about the idea, the sicker she became. She thought about losing her freedom and the concept of strangulation. The political office would be the noose around the truth.
It's the red door that annoys me. I painted it red. Yes.
The red door?
But the cheap.
How much of bird seed?
Yes, I need some bird seeds to scatter them along the paths from the door. To guarantee me Respect.
Your chitty and your chicken business with your blah. Go throw the I Ching. Now, back to the Gloucester scene. Yes, the Gloucester scene, you know where he has his eyes gouged out, and then they say that famous line. Out, vile jelly. Now that is a line. That's a line, I tell you.
The violin was an omen. This was a message from the gods. No mayor could control the inevitable. No, there was a certain conflict between good and evil. Where was Sancho when we needed him?
Oui, d'accord, Sartre. Ah, jamais il n'est pas disparu. Oh, j'ai attendu un jour, 2 jours, 3 jours. J'ai bu un petit café toute la soirée et j'étais très nerveuse.
Or was it Nietzsche we
Il n'est
needed?
pas disparu.
One philosopher was as good as another, Linda thought to herself, as she played the violin and looked out the window. She could see the river from her window, just barely. They had made a mess of Hudson, she thought to herself, blocked up the river. You can't even get to the river without going through a bunch of traffic lights, and a drug deal's on one's way to the river. What kind of town is this?
What kind of town is this? That was Charlotte Cordait's last line. I played Charlotte when I was an actress. Yes, Charlotte went to the guillotine. She went step, and then she shouted, "What kind of town is this? Where they killed the revolution, where they killed the revolutionaries who loved life more than the revolution more than life itself. I mean, they killed all those who dared to dream. What kind of town is this?"
Linda was looking out the window as she played the violin. She could see the people on the street. The people, she thought, were only interested in when they were going to get new cable. There was new cable coming to Hudson. More channels, more chances to get more programs, more information. The cable man came to the house of her neighbor, and they let him in. They knew he was the cable man. His shirt said cable man, and he had 2 big pockets on his belt fitted with tools to install cable, and cable connectors and pinchers, and on and on. The family was all there. They had taken time off of work to be home together. This was an American family day, a day when more channels would be entering their home. A real Norman Rockwell moment. Yes, the Norman moment to be remembered forever and ever. The camera was there. The photo was taken. The cable man was dead in the center of the portrait. Snap, snap. And the instant was remembered. And then the TV was switched on and bingo. 199 channels came flashing across the tube. And a sigh of relief came into the room. And they all sat down and watched and watched and watched and watched forever. All was good in Hudson, now and forever. All was good along with the end of the century. Yes, the century was about to turn and the Cultural War was heating up. Yes, the troops were assembling in the forest. The gun sounds. The shot that was heard around the world. Hey, that was not a gunshot. It was a door slamming. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. What play? A Doll's House. You know the scene where Nora walks out on her husband and children? She slams the door. That was a door slam that was heard around the world. It was not a gunshot.
No, there was a gunshot heard around the world. I know there was. I remember learning it in history class, just not all the details.
Don't you remember? We're rehearsing some of Act 3 of Ibsen's A Doll's House. You never loved me.
Nora, what do I hear you saying?
When I was at home with Papa, he told me his opinion about everything. And so I had the same opinion. But when I came to live with you...
What sort of expression is that to use about our marriage?
I mean, I was simply transferred from Papa's hands into yours. I existed merely to perform tricks for you, Torvald. It's your fault that I had made nothing of my life.
How unreasonable and how ungrateful you are, Nora. Have exaggerated and strange as your view of it is. But for the future, it shall be different. Playtime shall be over and lesson time shall begin. Whose lessons? My children! Both yours and the children's, my darling Nora. Alas, Torvald, you are not the man to educate me into being a proper wife for you. How can you say that? How am I fitted to bring up the children? Nora! Can you say so yourself a little while ago that you dare not trust me to bring them up? In a moment of anger! Why did you never do that? You are perfectly right. There's another task I must undertake first. And that's why I'm leaving you. What did you say? I must stand quite alone. And it's for that reason that I cannot remain with you any longer. No!
Oh, fabulous, fabulous. So think about it. Wonderful. Thank you. Yes, thank you so much. I played Dora when I was young.
The history of mankind is one of continuous development, from the realm of freedom to the realm of necessity, from the realm of necessity to the realm of freedom. In any society in which classes exist, class struggle will never end. In classless society, the struggle between the new and the old, and true and falsehood will never end.
Hey, but what about class struggle? Don't you remember Nero?
Who's Nero?
Nero, now there's a great tragedy. You know, Nero was the emperor of Rome. I played Nero when I was a young actress. Yes, you know, Nero murdered his brother, and then he killed his mother and his wife, and on and on and on. It was just, but he wanted to be loved. He wanted to be loved by the people, and he wanted them to love him for his talents, especially his fiddling. Yes, he loved the people in the city so much that he decided to set it on fire and watch it burn as he fiddled. Yes, he refused to put out the fire until the people had applauded. Yes, the applause stopped. Power, performance, paranoia. 3 P's to your kingdom. Right, Ricky? Right, Jimmy?
Power, performance, paranoia. The one says this, the other one says that. Marx says, Hegel says, Mao says. The one claims the other for saying this or that. I wanted to know what kind of trees were in this orchard. The kind did count. Chekhov, for example, he took the cherry orchard to illustrate the Russian Revolution. And Büchner took the apple orchard to ponder the French Revolution and illustrate the rise and fall of power. Ibsen dressed in women's clothes in the peach orchard to get his point across. And Mussmann, she sits in the plum orchard and studies the city of Hudson and writes about art and politics.
She still thinks about running for mayor, but only as a last resort.
She would prefer to stay an artist, but there's no time anymore.
The century has ended.
The future is in the instant.
Lady Macbeth. I played Lady Macbeth when I was a young actress.
Now time's compressed, and space is the urban sprawl that lies on the horizon between the winking, blinking lights of McDonald's and Taco Bell and Burger King and McDonald's.
What's left to do is the real question.
I'm interested in the big plays, the big scenes and the big moments in history. Like, for example, Marie Antoinette at the guillotine. Yes, and Washington crossing the Delaware. Yes, and Lincoln at Ford's Theater. Yes, and Kennedy in Dallas. And Solana shooting Warhol. Snap. These snapshots flip through my mind over and over again, from reality to fiction, and then from fiction to reality and back again. Sometimes I imagine things. Sometimes I imagined nothing.
Are you going to quit school or not? I don't know yet. It's like changing sheets. What? Never mind. Are you going to quit or not? I have to get some books and read up on how to quit school. Just trust me, Kate, please. I do trust you. Do you like the color of my lipstick?
Who killed Madame Mao?
Can't remember.
It wasn't that long ago.
Nobody cares anymore. Get in the bathtub and dream of the revolution.
I've had my bath. I'm clean. I think it's time to get on with it. Get the rope. 1, 2, 3.
5, 6.
Madame Mao's palms were sweating. She wanted to get on with it. Suzanne, bring in the chair and the rope and the coke. I think it's time for her to go.
My palms were sweating. I was registering an idea. Revolutionary thoughts boiled within me. I was having revolutionary ideas. Yes.
Suzanne, she's having revolutionary ideas.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
It's too late for that, Kate, and it's the wrong cue.
I was having revolutionary ideas. I hope no one will notice. I can't afford to move to another city right now. You know, I'm on a fixed income. I have to make a stand. Maybe like Custer. Hope it's not my last. I want to stand in front of the people and shout, "Not guilty! Not guilty! Not guilty!"
Remain seated, Madame Mao. Those who stand up are suspicious.
Please stay in your seat until we have landed. Please keep your belt fastened until we've arrived at the gate.
Remain seated. Those who stand up are easy targets.
Marika, get me the axe. Hey, get me the gun. Hegel, bring in the SHOVEL. Sweating.
And don't sweat. Don't perspire. This is another sign of unrest.
I'm telling you, I am winding up that tree. Yes, we're in the bottom of the ninth. The bases are loaded. Yes, and I'm up at bat. The count is 3 and 2. The pitcher gets his sign from the catcher. Yes, he winds up. He throws the ball. I swing. I swing.
And here is one of my favorite six-symbol machines, the pulley. Ha! With the pulley, people can lift more, they can do more, they can be more. The pulley is part rope, part axle, part wheel. Wheels, yes. Wheels make all things possible. The more wheels, the more hope. The more hope, the more cars. The more cars, the more freedom. The more freedom, the more Republicans.
I am going to quit school. Ask Hegel about school. Who's Hegel? He's the father of Lenin, Stalin, Mao, Marx, all the rest of the revolutionaries. What revolution?
Hey! I thought I was on trial here. What happened to the axe and the gun and the SHOVEL and the rope, for crying out loud? Let's get on with this plot.
Step, step, step. Step, 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 step. Step, step, step. I had a wrench. Step, step, step. I had a chicken wrench. Step, 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 step. I had chickens. Step, and made them step, step, lay eggs. Step, 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 step. I had a business. Step, the business. Step, step was what made step, 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 the man. The bigger the business step, the better the man, the better the man, the bigger the business. The more we transacted, step, step, the better we felt. Step, step, step. Life was great. Out west for Kafka. Step, 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 step.
What would the people say if you quit school? Nobody really cares. Kate, how can you say that? Of course they care. This is a caring community and a caring nation. Just, well, look at how we're helping Yugoslavia and Bosnia and Kosovo.
We're dropping bombs on everybody.
But that's because we care. Don't you get it?
It's a very strange way of showing we care.
Well, remember Nero?
What does Nero have to do with this?
Look, this is getting way too deep. Let's get back to your future.
Do you like the color of my lipstick?
The sin. I swang the bat, and then...
Madame Maos actually swung the correct way I swung the bat.
And during they covered me with a sheet, and all night long I struggled with the sheet, and I got tangled up in it. In the morning I woke up and it was wrapped around my neck and head, and I couldn't breathe, and I felt like I was suffocating. I finally pulled it off my head. I was sweating. I jumped out of bed, and when I opened my eyes, I was standing in front of the Common Council in my pajamas.
What? Common Council. It's a form of government in Hudson, and it's not so common. From time to time, it is run by little dictators who wear disguises and try to act common, but who are really puppets. Puppets with strings. Strings that are attached to those we pull them. Right, Jinsey? Right, Minnie?
Look out, Madam Mao! Madam Mao, look out! They see you. They hear you. I dreamed I was at Dunkin' Donuts having a cup of coffee and sucking the jelly out of a jelly donut. I was thinking about Hegel and Kafka and all the great thinkers and the relevant, irrelevant, the one and the same, slave, master, all rolled up into one big donut. I was stirring my coffee with a plastic stick. No culture here. No culture, no wars, no worries, no jobs. All the jobs had gone to Mexico, and we were clearing the suburbs of the new gentry. Round and round and round and round and in einer Spirale, in a spin we're in. I reached for the next jelly donut. There was no jelly in this donut. I got up, and I went to the counter, and I said to the woman, there's no jelly in this donut. She didn't respond. I said, didn't you hear? I'm Mao. And she said, wow, Mao. Then I said, no, Mao Wow, I'm Mao's dog, Bow Wow. There is no jelly in this donut. And she said, impossible. We can't make mistakes. I said, everybody makes mistakes. And she said, not the donut machine. I sat back down. I did it very quickly, went right back to my seat because I know if you stand too long at the counter Dunkin' Donuts, you can get a ticket. That's right. Yeah, and penalties are severe. Punishment is common. Anyway, so then I finished my coffee and my donut. You know what I did? I left it. I left it right there on the table. I didn't clean up. I left the place dirty. You know, I got up, there was my coffee dribbling over the corner, you know, getting the napkin sort of wet and stuck to the table, and the crumbs were crumbling along the floor. I didn't clean it up. I didn't do it because I wanted to make a statement. I wanted to make a point. Nobody would care. Nobody would know if they hanged me on May 14th, 1991 or not. Nobody would know if I hanged myself. Nobody would remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I put on my lipstick.
A revolution is not a dinner party.
Eine Revolution ist kein Abendessen.
Or writing an essay.
Oder ein Essay schreiben.
Or painting a picture.
Oder ein Bild malen.
Or doing embroidery.
Oder Schmuck herstellen.
It cannot be so refined.
Es ist nicht so fein,
so leisurely and
so
gentle.
sanft und zart,
So temperate.
so gemäßigt,
Kind.
freundlich,
Courteous.
höflich
Restrained.
und zurückgezogen.
A revolution is an insurrection.
Eine Revolution ist ein Aufstand.
An act of violence
Ein
by
Akt
which one class
der Gewalt,
overthrows another.
wo die eine Klasse die andere überwindet.
When we bombed the Chinese embassy in Yugoslavia by mistake, the people in China threw eggs at the American embassy in Beijing. So do you like the color of my lipstick? It's too red. Still?
You like the color of my lips? You like the sound of my voice? You like my neck? The question is, was it my neck? My rope? Someone else's rope? Did I kill myself or did someone kill me? Did the people hang me? Does it matter? Did I have a Coke? Or a bottle of beer, or a pale ale, or a shot of whiskey? Did I have a last meal, or did I choose a cigarette? Did I die alone, or was someone in the room with me? If I died in a cell alone, is there a sound? China is, China is, China is, China is. For all the tea in China, she